So we continue with the Epic Morning Show, and don't be joined in the studio by Alphonsus B.M. Bani, Executive Director, Human Rights Defenders Network, and also the Expect Forget Melvin T. Mansayewe, a journalist, for joining me in the conversation. I mean, as I introduce the man inside the studio. So, good morning, Alphonsus, and welcome to the Epic Morning Show.
Good morning.
And how did they don't look like for you? It just starts. What's how did they don't look like? How did they don't look like for you?
Well, they look very tight.
Okay.
Yeah.
And of course, we don't be joined in the studio by Melvin T. Mansaye. I mean, a journalist, practicing journalist for the longest of time. I mean, still going strong. Melvin, good morning and welcome to the Epic Morning Show.
Thank you very much. Good morning to you and to Fambulam.
All right, so we can talk about whether civil society don't represent or civil society don't serve an interest of the public or political parties. I mean, it's a tough conversation, Alphonsus. I know I don't want to speak on behalf of you, but let's start off with who are civil societies? I mean, waiting at the role and responsibility. Because we don't talk about small, but in your own. I mean, what are the roles and the responsibility of civil societies?
Thank you very much. Probably before we look at the role and responsibilities of civil society, let me get first the context of voting a civil society.
Yeah.
Because if we miss that particular point, then we get people at a number of times they blame civil society organizations when either the government they fall short or the opposition they fall short. They say civil society. Civil society, in a more simple, more large, just put simplified way, this is a group of individuals or associations where they come together voluntarily for organize themselves for either a common purpose for themselves, for seek their interests, or for seek the interests of the general public. That's not just the simple what is definition, and therefore the issue of civil society. They come together for serve their own interests or for serve the interests of the general public or a specific group of society. In
a nutshell, one I pick two words. Voluntary, I mean, money, business study day, willing one for the one.
Yes.
And also, you get right as civil society for serve a political party.
Based on your
definition,
the interest, yes.
Based on
interest on organize ourselves for.
And then
purpose.
It's a choice whether you want to serve the people, whether you want to serve a political party.
Yeah, it's a choice.
It's a choice.
It's a choice.
Okay.
Because based on how you establish yourself. Now I begin to say, they come together as individuals voluntarily for seek a common purpose or interest for serve either their own personal interest or the interest of their own organization or the interest of the general public. So it depends now as to how what side they focus their own interests, whether they focus their interest on political parties,
okay.
They focus their interest on governance, they focus their interest on human rights, they focus their interest on children's issue, disability, the aged, faith-based. These are all the different types of.
This definition really seems to be new to Salon people, and yes, because Salon people would think that civil society, their main goal it's for the people. I mean, advocating for the people. I mean, holding government accountable. These all things which Salon people and only look up to for civil society. So this seems to sound new.
Yeah, not new now because.
Okay,
because the perception and the mentality.
Okay.
Civil society is different from government. Even a political party, you get civil society, they will focus on politics, where they look at purely work with politics or politicians. They can focus APC as a party, as an institution, now a civil society organization. They serve the interests of their own party, then get their own party interests. Now that make a tell say civil society how they make and how they serve whether the interest or the interest of the general public. Now the whole concept is that how people in the camp voluntarily can join together for serve either a specific interest of their own for their own self, for a specific group, or the general group of the community. And so it's different.
Okay.
Now, the only thing that civil society is different from government.
Melvin, you want to agree with this definition? Is it news?
No. I beg for default.
Is it news?
I beg for default. A respected civil society activist.
Is this definition?
APC is not a civil society. It's a political party, which is a creature of the constitution.
But we go deep down.
Hold on.
SLPP originates from civil society as well.
The origin and the actuality is a two different scenario. Okay, political parties are not civil society. The constitution is very clear as to why they are established and what they do to shape the political opinion. Civil society, in fact, one of the safeguards that distinguish a civil society from a political party is independence from government and impartiality. So, if you are saying APC is a civil society, what happens when APC becomes a governing party? So that I beg to differ outrightly. Again, I agree with that civil societies have got choices to represent whatever interests. But again, as Saloon, there is an NGO policy, I think was finally adopted in 2023, that clearly distinguishes your registration and your mandate. So, civil society gets, by virtue of the advocacy and lobbying and other approaches, might be tilted towards representing political party interests. But in general, I think the essence of civil society is to represent the welfare of the people. And that's why in 1997, the civil society movement was established in Sierra Leone. And what was its aim? It was aimed to restore democracy. Then I may not be even celebrating a civil society, but I remember I did para riots there. I open gates, I will be there Wilkinson Road, and I go watch the Fode Sanko riots. So that was mobilized and organized by the civil society movement. So that's, you go back to the history of civil society in Sierra Leone. So I think for answer for conversation as to whether civil society are representing the people or political party, it will be very unfortunate for somebody can say yes or no. Because we don't get civil societies over time, we don't metamorphose into a political party surrogate or proxy. I'll give you countless examples. Updated to 2023, I will give you two instances of one left, one center, and maybe one right civil society. In this case, where I say left, opposition, right, government, and center, independent.
Okay.
So let's start with the independent.
All right, so we'll come start about that. I want you hold it there because Alphonsus, Melvin just not agree with your definition. We talk about the APC and civil society, and why?
I know kind of the CDO for come agree or disagree with them. I come for make a respond to issues pertaining the role of civil society. And so whether I disagree or agree with me, that's my own opinion. The context of me they put, I refer to the word as SLPP as an institution. I'm not talking about SLPP as a government. As an institution. APC as an institution, not as a government. Because when you talk about a government, it includes both the judiciary, the executive, and the legislative. That are government. I'm talking about the party as an institution, and they make reference to years back when the former president in government, APC been the control governance. When a former honorable member, Eddie Toure, been they suggest at that time say, we need for separate the party from the governance system, so that the party they remain as an institution, so that if you be like a chairman of the party you don't forget like a ministerial position. Yeah? So which means any member within a parliament, and there was a reason, and so we will be by that idea. If you get a chairman of the party or a secretary general of the party, they can make a minister of finance or minister of that. And this man, now they control the party for give you symbol for make it get what he said. Then you then a parliament for come play an oversight over that man, they will get for determine your fate for come back in parliament. It's not justified. It's not going to see any reason for play your accountability role. So if they push for make sure say, let the party remain as an institution. Anybody will go yonder not get no executive position in not the so the executive they represent the party as an institution, not as a government.
Most of them most of them executive member they end up get position. The APC you mentioned say Victor Bokari for
at the camp was part of the APC because executive. Now one of the things they will make would they always bring now as you talk about party, you say that government because that idea not there in people's mind because we're not able differentiate the governance function of the government and the function of a party as an institution. These are two different systems. They are two different. Automatically, you cannot assume the role of the chairperson of the party as serving as a government official. No. Now two different institutions. So that make a begin with that basis. These are technical areas how, because now that they make with people up to today, would they see the blame? Would they assume say we for replace government or for replace association the way they deal with on politics? So if a political party will for respond to issues of political nature, no respond to them, then they can't turn and say because today will be there and they talk, then and they talk now. Nobody not talk say institution and they talk, and nobody not just go talk because they want for talk. People they talk because they look at the relevance. What should they go talk? What is the credibility? What is the relevance of the people of this way they respond to, and watching the impact of what you want to go talk. Saturday they then he call me some money they talk. But when I don't know him defenders, now they go to say I can just look there. Not for you. I know they go talk for satisfy you. We know you go talk because you want me for talk. Well, they talk because we young focus enough specific to a particular association or a party. It generally open because human rights it transcends the boundaries of APC, SAPP, NGC, tribe, or whatsoever.
So the main focus, the expectation of Salone people there, or probably the mindset, the perception of Salone people there, that civil society for able all governments accountable, civil society for able advocates for things that go wrong within the community or the country at large. I mean, it's about civil society for able bridge that gap between the government and that of the citizens. Yes. Not only play that role.
Well, that they can't talk about the roles of the civil society. Now, you see, the civil society, many times they talk say that they represent the voice of the voiceless. Now they speak for and on behalf. So now they amplify the silent voices. So that person they talk slow yonder, where thousands of people not going to hear the way they talk, that civil society, now they amplify that person their voice where they reach out to a wider audience, as we talk to right now. So man know they listen to this program. The issue is the way some people in the sumu will they reach out now, so a number of people will get that kind of idea. And how do they amplify their voices? And they, now on different areas, and for inform the powers that be like the government system, for make a ensure say, able for if not what they do with political issues, for make it open up the political space so that other political institutions there go also enjoy play a role in the governance system of the country. When it comes to party issues, you hear me? The law say now the opposition when an APC get for done for look at what are the things the way they happen right now. Not they look at them from then young lens, but look at it from a general perspective. A raising voice. But what you don't get in this country, even if you're not APC, you condemn the SLPP, whether they are doing good, you don't see the good thing. Now the bad thing is just a project. The same thing for SLPP. And so therefore, it don't make the people of this country don't get a perception that when you criticize the government, the opposition they praise you, say you are doing good.
Is it that civil society not get the right or probably the space for change that mindset day of Salone people? And because this seems to be a concern.
Well, that kind of discussion, when I don't start, so I make what I not be really one for camp. But when I see the topic itself, and from the background they get from both sides, a number of times people they tell me, and I remember, I think if you will be talk the intro, you make reference the Carl. You hear me? And people they talk say, hey, Carl no they talk now. Who that say Carl no they talk? At times, Carl they address issues where relate to them focus or where and things say they get a relevance.
So is it the political
for the public?
Is it that the political atmosphere don't subject to now to silence? Because you look at
nobody knows silence.
I'm coming. Things they go bad and things not seem so they go friendly. Lano use bad. That people expect for speak on behalf of the people. Well, whether it's because of financial reason or probably the political atmosphere not going at that kind space for making speak loud, or whether it's a future ambition, it's something where Salone people curious to know about.
No, it's I can always suggest to people and say, no judge somebody where you don't do anything, or not judge somebody because one or two person don't do it. They do what you refer to as hasty generalization. So if this person don't transform, go into governance, of course civil society is so. You see, there are times when you look at the vibrancy of civil society, where they get a peak when you look at the circumstances. If you look at during the war or just after the war, you see the evolution of civil society. Before the war, civil society have been just few groups, not been boku. After the war, you get a proliferation of civil society organizations. They come up, all kind of group. They get different type of names. Then they say the way you call your name. You say they ask, but that the beauty of that space, because people in the voluntary come together for response to a particular issue. Okay. And so, to me, I'm not saying any reason we talk say civil society when they talk. Then they talk. Some they can go on radio, some they can go on TV, some they can make press release, some they can do publications through their online. Like this Bobo, I call them Alpha Bar, or they do this auditing business. Alpha, something Alpha Bar. No, not to Abubakar Kroma. Channel Alpha Bar, where they can publish them.
African Express.
African Express.
Okay.
It's in the online, they publish, they send. But they come for they come on radio, they come in the talk show. But anybody who they follow them, they see how it's so critical of the government. And so there are various ways how civil society and they communicate. Some don't become vibrant in the space for challenge government. Some they become vibrant for challenge the opposition. Some they become vibrant for just look at the issues affecting the ordinary Sierra Leoneans. And as they go, as soon as they migrate, I see make reference to Carl. Ibrahim told me, no stop for saying the attack government, because Ibrahim told me be the transition from the role of Iyong, where be the player as a civil society, to an executive officer of a private sector institution. And so it be reduced in appearance at the public during that transition day, so that it will give credence to the organization where it left, and make sure say where they go down the other side, that the private sector who said it is so right now, it not will get a conflicting situation. So that don't be necessarily mean say Ibrahim to me not being prepared or now because of government. No. Because there are ways and ways they make sure say make your utterances where they left not create an impact or it gets a direct effect on the institution where they left because it's ready for left.
Melvin T. Manasari, I mean, a lot have been said, and you don't observe civil society for quite a long time. For me, I think when I go through back, I think civil society in 2018 election, there was a lot of civil society, I mean, very active for me towards the end of the APC era coming to 2018 election. Where are those civil societies?
So that brings me back to Usaya you being got me on the left wing leaning, right wing leaning, and centrist. Of course, like the media, we should categorize civil society by spectrum, because in as much as they should be independent and be safeguarded from not being co-opted into government, but time and incidents don't show say there can be a co-optation, for example, on advocacy on Ebola or COVID or mudslide or on the war. It has always been there, but the limits and extensions of dancing and I think it's a key concern. So the general concern there is, I want to try to highlight, let people understand the dynamics of how things situate. So I've been mentioned 2023. Now they will be get the most controversial or one of the most controversial elections, and we'll be see the role of national elections watch, the elections results, and the aftermath. And we'll be see in that direction. Well, first the question there is, would have been what was public interest in that election? The public interest was a free, fair elections, and you come out for say that election was not free, fair, and credible. But what happened within the civil society family? There were not only counter releases, but on the social media there were attacks on Marcella Samba. So that is just to highlight that if you are a civil society activist or an organization in Sierra Leone and you want to maintain a middle ground, that can be the fate. But again, we've been I will not tell you, by the way, the establishment of the civil society movement was in 1998 for the actual records. We see in contemporary time a civil society like Native Consortium led by Edmond Abu, and you look at what are they challenging or championing or advocating on at the moment strategically for the last 5 or 10 years on either communication, tariff, or services, or fuel. And we see what's the state of that. So you ask, was civil society representing public interest in that? I will tell you yes, in underscoring the role of centrist civil society organization. But I will call my good friend, and I don't think he will like it for me calling him out, Alfonso Manley. If you look at his role as a civil society activist and as an organization on, for example, I covered him when he made a case first on the toll gates and why CISG should increase the tariff. And I also watched him recently when he championed the issue of the telcos and their sudden increase in data tariff. You begin to question what kind of civil society it is. Is this public interest, civil society, or commercial interest, or political interest? So the risk there is not only public interest or political interest, but they are also, from what I am sensing, and it's always happening across the world, corporate representative interest posing as civil society organizations and representatives. But again, the underlying word for civil society is public welfare, from what we know as Salon context. Civil society for represent, because now civil society we see the let me I was small called demonstration against Fode Sanko. I wonder how much civil society get that mind day for call such kind of demonstration now, be it on the left or the center or the right. So that's again another one. But again, we say
you want to look at the space where governments they give, because if you want to look at civil society, I remember some time back, Citizen Advocacy Network, I think by what's the name, Thomas More, Conte. I mean, we want to push through with protest, but you see how this ends. So is it you want to blame government in not creating that balanced space for civil society for hold them accountable or probably question or probably advocate for citizens?
Important question, but I think the first question is the motive of the civil society and the leaning of the civil society. If government perceives a civil society as left-wing leaning, they will want for definitely obstruct our civil society. We don't see her over time. So yes, it just substantiated the talk about how civil society is positioned within the political spectrum. But that is not to say we not get independent civil society organizations. I'll give you another example, which is Chadi. In recent time, if you do a trend analysis on the issues they've been advocating on, it's either on inmate welfare or the rule of law within the forces or the judiciary. You ask yourself, are these not the issues the people of Sierra Leone are talking about? So you call them, for me, in my own estimation, century civil society. But again, there is another example of civil society metamorphosing. Two I will give you. One has metamorphosed to the right, which is the Renaissance movement, and another has metamorphosed into the left, which is the Democracy Sierra Leone. Do a background check and see how many people use that civil society platform as a waiting room to catapult into political activism or political partyism. Renaissance movement is a clear example. I don't want to mention name. They are on public record. Democracy Sierra Leone. The other day we hosted one of the lead names by then. In fact, I think this was one of the organizations during the APC era was making some call for term limits, prolongation and all that. But today, I am surprised that a person like the person he is the lead advocate for the Samuel Kamara campaign movement. Is that a crime or not? I think legally it's not a crime, but morally it should be a thing of consideration. And you advance them into most recent time. So I think the challenge will for the focus on, and there is a report done by NMJD.
And most of them, they will tell you that they don't make them stand quiet. They make people know, say, me, I belong to the SLPP, I belong to the APC, and from the definition of Alphonsus, I mean, they get right. I mean, for advocates on behalf of the party or on behalf of citizens. I mean, it's a choice then gets for make. I mean, so whether it's going to be moral or not, it depends on looking at the longer part of waiting they want to achieve at the end of the day.
The fundamental rationale for civil society now for be independent from government. So when you act as surrogate or proxy of the government, the question of how civil you are from in this case the political landscape becomes eminent. And I think that's another reservation where many people they get. And Naim, many reports show say they undermine public trust in the role of civil society and non-governmental organizations. Not just that they are apolitical, they are the need for their apolitical nature, but also on their donor dependence. Of course, there's a beautiful document done, which is the NGO policy. I think it was done first in 2009 and revised recently by the SLPP government. It spells out some of the key things that are needed, but there's also a report done by NMJD, though it's pretty old. I think it was done in 2015, that talks about the state of civil society. It's been a long time. I don't know. Elder Stanford correct me on most recent reports. I know there was a CAL report on examining the role of civil society. But I think, again, that is a misnomer. We've not been able to keep track on civil society. Of course, the NGO desk should be able to do that. The Ministry of Planning and Development should be able to do that. But in terms of outside non-state actors' participation like the media, I think we can do more on that. But again, I think, yes, you have a lot of civil society that you can celebrate when it comes to representing the people's interest. You have a lot of civil society that you can underrate when it comes to representing political interest. But ultimately, I think the goal there is how independent, impartial, and how much they are trusted by the public. Because at the end of the day, they represent the fifth estate.
And how people will class you independent in this country. Because at some point, Melvin, we want to look at, say, even us as journalists, you try very hard for be independent, but I'll tell you, people in this country, it's a normal thing. You say don't go on to accusation. I mean, because you talk on behalf of one or two people, they want to say this person don't pay you, this person don't give you money. It's your free will. You say in waiting, you feel say right, and it's the right thing. Make yourself don't be a victim. Put you to political parties for saying the truth. I mean, Alphonsus, how this the damage on our work, in as much as on ourselves, it gets a major role for play, but how the political atmosphere, I mean, you don't talk about things on for do, but how this don't affect you now?
I find it a little bit challenging for make. I try for me to understand this context, this particular space where they talk about so. And I'm glad that my brother they make reference to some institutions and some people. We know of at least people that we don't, from the civil society perspective, we don't promote the more time during the APC and SBI time, and they also play a role in the current government. In one thing we need to forget a thin cut by the end of the day. You can play a role. A civil society can align with a political party or with the government. But when they talk, now we look at say when they talk about like how they talk about Kush or what. Let's take Kush for example. Kush they damage the people of this country. The danger where a civil society will don't align with the government, when you look at the facts, and it go away from the facts and preaching something where the government they do and try to justify say that this the government they do for address the issue, that makes it more dangerous. But if you align yourself with the government, but you come back on air, even where they support government, where they present the facts, that makes a difference. And so now that make I try for talk say, we also get to look at a time when somebody will not say, because I remember I think I'll be there out, somebody tell me, say, but what's kind of thing I talk against, they say somebody talk, say, because the type of phone the people they use, then they need to get access to data. So I mean, I find them very strange for say, whether you use time one phone, button phone or whatsoever, if they use data, no matter how sophisticated your phone, data na data, you for able access her. So that they tell you the dangerous level where you don't become not only aligning yourself with a political party, but now they speak for and on behalf of government. So that's now the thin line that I think we need for make we understand. You hear me? We on role now for make sure say, why we get a responsibility for critique government, say this way you do is not correct. We equally get a responsibility for provide solutions. And that way they do as an institution, as Human Rights Defenders Network. Many times they see they can't do hard on government, but they also support government. That not make we an institution say we they work with government. Because that is our own role. When you critique, you provide solutions. Say, now this way we think say we not for go. We not go this way, it they help. Even when the APC be in power, several times we don't meet. I don't meet Conton one-to-one. We be there as chief of staff. Now State House, where an Escobar been there. I don't meet with an Escobar one-to-one. If you be there in governance. So we they work. Any government to the empower we they work because if we advise you. You not take them, when they come back for talk, say, hey, now so we tell you, but you not been doing. So we have a look at how we perceive the interests of civil society as a nation, and how we think, say, we they transform the space as a sector.
Why at some point civil society organizations not seem to get common goal? Like things really happen now in the country. I mean, there are some areas. You look at the bread and butter issues, the standard of living or the living condition of certain people. I mean, it's worrisome. The economy, it's worrisome. But yet still, it's difficult for make we, voice them out for condemn. Waiting aside of Edmond Abu, they condemn in terms of fuel and that of internet or mobile tariff, to put it. But that's the problem or the point where Salon people and they raise say civil society. I talk to a few people off record where they tell you say things bad in the country. I mean, the economy not seems to favor plenty people, but yet still nobody needs to come here for Salon people.
Well, I tell you, you yourself don't give a fair reason to the response they can make. Well, I just put them in a context. I don't say civil society, the space civil society is so open. So, and the one, because it's so broad, it will be very difficult and practically impossible for civil society organizations to get one common goal. One common goal. Because their interest, their focus is very and widely spread. You hear me? So what you will take at this particular time as an interest way for affect everybody, that particular civil society over under you focus now on A, B, C, and D. You hear me? So that don't necessarily mean say the totality of you put all the action there together now for ensure say the people in this country benefit, whether now through political, economical, social, or environmental, or whatsoever. Because when you put all them collective action together, they respond to the needs of the people. Now, if you find out in Sierra Leone, Lord, look at the example again, the country triangle. You hear me? Indeed, the country triangle. But now, move first, go to the south and the east. Even though the country triangle, because when you go na market for go buy, they didn't ask you know SLPP or APC. They didn't ask you if you go buy. But that SLPP person, believe in me, even though they struggle for it, one daily meal per day, they tell you how to do. Na me party, lobby. You hear me? The one who go raise his voice more. Now the one who the opposition.
The reason why I asked, there is this National Union for Civil Society Organization, which I don't know if you belong to the organization.
No.
I mean, well, it's a civil society organization, and when you go on for Melvin, I don't know if you're aware about the organization.
Aware,
National
yes.
Union of Civil Society Organization.
I only aware of back then CSM, I know there is Slango, and there are so many other civil society organizations, but it's about their legacies and what they've done over time, how long they've existed.
So is it possible for make civil society organization get that common goal? Look at situation really affects the country, like the economy, and look at the bread and butter issue. Is it possible for make that work within the civil society space?
It is challenging, and I think that is the bottom line of the. I want to recommend this report done by NMJD. I mean, Ivan and Fambulen, and listen the title of that report, the not so now cowed, co-opted, or opportunistic, the dying state of civil society activism in Sierra Leone. A study commissioned by Network Movement for Justice and Development and Civil Society Movement Sierra Leone, May 2015. It's up on the internet, so people can watch them. And I think that is the thing. Because the civil society movement, if you find out in that nuance aspect of the report, they are telling you that when we come the time again, when civil society organizations will galvanize, not only just in issue statements, but to make the move, take, there is what is called policy statement and policy action. At that time, the CSM led a transformative action. Now, many civil society are policy tilted. Of course, there are many others that are activity driven, helping the needy and others. But the fact here remains, the need for them to be galvanized around one point is important, because they represent the fifth estate of the people. And if the people they suffer on certain issues, yeah, you can have your political biases, but for once, why can't, of course, get the all for speak on one position. The majority speak on one position and take concrete action. I don't think so we get a problem with civil society speaking or not speaking out. No, we don't have that problem. The problem we have is civil society taking radical actions contrary to what the establishment or the political class is expecting. And that is a big challenge. Of course, highlight the issue around police clearance. But there are several other ways that civil society can make their voices heard by actions outside of press statements and press releases where we know and we don't see. When was the last time you see so many actions? I don't want to go into so many, I mean, maybe boring details, but the fact remains, yes, there is a challenge now of like within NMJD be saying 2025, they've been cowed because then they're afraid, you know, or they've been co-opted because of they get political alignment and biases, or just they look for opportunities. Say I form this organization and then similar cause noise or pull boku press releases, or maybe do 1-2 philanthropy or do 1-2 policy and charging or things like that, lobbying and advocacy, then they see you. So that's the challenge. But what kind of civil society we want, I think Nanande will all get for ask yourself.
Finally, before we wrap up, please now for all too. Anybody can get a first speak on this. Is the civil society space a broke space? I mean, financially. You can pick that on the Alphonsus.
If the civil society what?
A broke space financially, like civil society, like money not dead with it. Because reason somebody messaged me, reason why we asked this question. You can look at civil society organization like campaign for good governance, or probably new. You can look at the backing we then get from people around them, and financially they make them get probably the mind for do plenty things. Unlike other civil society, they are financially handicapped. They are not strong, and it's easy to buy. So is it a broke space?
I totally disagree. Not a broke space. A space where people they come voluntarily because they have passion.
What I mean broke space financially, like
they come because you know you can get money, you don't get the spirit and the passion for move something.
So in this case, money not here for make you drive, for make you old people accountable, feel like you get your legal team, you're financially strong, and they give more zeal for all governments accountable.
It is not about the money. It is about watching you focus, watching your mandate, watching you call for. When we come together as a civil society organization for championing a common goal. That is the fact. It is not about money. The money they come. But I'll tell you, if you begin to say civil society in a broke space, there's community-based organization. They form themselves not for money. They form themselves in that local community for raising voices. We get some Mamidan and them villages there where we don't witness.
Are those voices being heard?
Well, that makes some them, you know, they read them, but they read them from we. We get that kind of space for reach out. So if you talk about broke space or that for money, most of them big, they're small grassroots community organization, they don't exist. They come because they want make sure say let their voice go be amplified for respond to their common goal or needs in the community. Financial issues now for ensure say you do sustainability or you do more what you think you for do. But to me, that I know they buy to that idea that the civil society space, like a broke space, maybe now because of money, they know they talk. No. Not to money they make pot a man they talk. When you get the space for talking, they go talk. There are some people where want for talk, they don't get the opportunity for come out for go talk or for reach out. When they can do them voice pop when I meet them, they talk. Then they express their opinion. Not because of money.
Maybe let's
the opportunity and the space.
Low round up on that side.
There are some civil society organizations that are under economic, political, or geopolitical capture. And many times, then civil society will rally around one position on public interest because of, like I don't say, money, power, and the people. But the fact remains on whether they are broke. I would tell you because of contemporary times, donor funding is freezing, it's starving by virtue of the Trump factor in recent time and other geopolitical happenings. So the civil society space in terms of funding, I think is challenging now because of the Ukraine-Russian war and so many other emerging issues. But I think limiting the establishment of civil societies to money is a deceitful, because if you operate as civil society because of you want to generate money, mind you, in their registration there is this mentioning of non-profit, non-partisan. It is clearly stated in the NGO policy. So I think the implementation of the NGO policy will help, and there is a need for review, and there is no way you can say civil society has not been working. But I think the room for let them not be subjected or subject themselves to state capture that room they don't tight because of several things. But of course, you get good civil societies like, for example, Legal Links. These are one civil society where rights and president writes back to them on a legal matter, and that was quite important. So I think the space always will be challenging because politicians are the one for set the agenda, and like the media, you can fall vulnerable. But yeah, we'll always have civil society that represent the interests of the public and the people. And the issue for that conversation, that's the one that they represent political parties. Let them not occupy the one that they represent the poor man interest, because at the end of the day, they represent independence and public opinion.
Thank you so very much. We'll start for picking a call now on 079-994-993 after this break. Stay tuned.
You sabi many means?
I dey tell you, that Solomon is first food love dando.
Bobo, Benny Mix don't come back home. Look where he rich and fine. Na salon here and they make am. Na him make it always fresh and not here at all. Yes, so then they get 14 important vitamin them. When they make picking go strong, smart and healthy. He fine for big person. It dey make your body fresh. You don't ask for cook at all. And you dey able to eat in the morning as breakfast, afternoon as lunch, even time safe as dinner. Benny Mix get different type like picking mix and super mix for all ages. Members say Benny Mix then a packet and they write PLC panel. Benny Mix they all sign a salon for sale. But if you want to buy plenty, we are number 44 Battles Street or call on 078-134-541, 073-661-648 or 088-077-678. Benny Mix, grow strong, grow smart.
Maria, I see say you give small mark soft drink back. You know say you get so sugar, eh?
I know, but he asked for friend drink where he like. Wetin again I go able give?
You don't try Sierra juice? Now you know mommy they give me picking them. You no get better sugar or you compare them to the other juice. In fact, na natural thing them they use for make am, we flop with thing them where they nourish the body, and that's the help for make picking grow fine.
Talk true. I'm glad if you hear this so, but na the body no more is good for, or is sweet na mouth?
Me sister, is sweet. Say, make I tell you the best part. Sierra juice they support with local economy, as na Salonia then they get all the thing them where they use for make the juice. It better for we picking them and we come free.
Wow, I no be know all this. At the beginning, Max Sierra juice one time. Also, I go able know more about them.
Now for check the research lab, they don't do all their studies for back 'em up. Sierra juice now the smart and healthy choice for picking them.
For more information, call 077-600-000. Sierra juice, the taste of Salon.
You sabi many means?
I dey tell you, that Solomon is first food love dando.
Bobo, Benny Mix don't come back home. Look where he rich and fine. Na salon here and they make am. Na him make it always fresh and not here at all. Yes, so then they get 14 important vitamin them. When they make picking go strong, smart and healthy. He fine for big person. And they make your body fresh. You don't ask for cook at all. And you dey able to eat in the morning as breakfast, afternoon as lunch, even time safe as dinner. Benny Mix get different type like picking mix and super mix for all ages. Members say Benny Mix then a packet and they write PLC panel. Benny Mix they all sign a salon for sale. But if you want to buy plenty, we are number 44 Battles Street or call on 078-134-541, 073-661-648 or 088-077-678. Benny Mix, grow strong, grow smart.
Okay, go strong and go smart. Welcome back to the Epic Morning Show on Epic Radio 99.3 FM. We'll start picking our calls now on 079-994-993. First call online already. Hello, good morning. Good morning, Leon.
Paris na the Lion.
Go ahead, Leon.
You know, they allow bless Melvin to hear your voice. You know, where Tammy, Daddy, and your uncle is talking about civil society. Civil society in this country. I want to know who side in the wall where they get one grey road. Where it be say not on a make road. Una just can over una can patch up, then they can patch up. The first government they can make and solve this. Where it be say offshore road not the civil society. You know, una ever see that in a not say you travel, you don't work car, you don't see. Ever since that the entire group, you ever see government, you get one road, you make a toll gate. This government back, they come back, they say, then they pull that toll gate fee. Now they can increase, they can put more than Panta pull back. You know, civil society, they say, they talk. Who say civil society, you know that me brother Melvin, you know, they talk for the layman. You know, they go pull up from parliament. Any civil society man get minds up. You know, we look out, they see wording for ordinary balls, where you fuse, where you mass break, they say the government they like. The USA you kidnap, now they say you for pay 250. They get a receipt, they get everything, then now there you they pay. Civil society, when I want them to say they work, I made ever accident in a day. And when they go say they do tickets, after you go play at the office. But now USA they only now they pay.
Thank you.
You know, we thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much. The Leoneans 079-994-993. I mean, and well, the voice of the people. Logo line again and pick another caller. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. This is Abakar from Fomex.
Bakar from Fomex, go ahead.
I really topic. You understand? You see the civil society in this country, if the country they go bad, the kind they go bad too. Then 90% the impact of that. Because after the war, now the only people in this way then get confidence between the people and the government. And then people here, now then they checkmate the opposition and the ruling government. And the people in this way they stand for the ordinary citizen. But waiting with the see to civil society, even we brother within a studio, that spokesman them for waiting the government they do. Different side and then they talk for the government. Check where yes they go up. Check where fear they go up. Check the kind of struggle where they go to the country. The government they tell you say then they do this and they do that. Who don't have the people away for answer them and checkmate them and check na their side and they for the work at the civil society. Check today the anti-corruption tell you say it perfect corruption. Who don't have the people away they checkmate the anti-corruption and the civil society. But check today the anti-corruption today instead of we hear corruption as they see corruption, would they see alive?
Thank
the
you.
civil society we dey in this country and then they give them money. The money where they give it from donor partners and they give that money. Then they get huge amounts of money. But then people let the punish and suffer with the people and let God bless the journalism. If not to be the journalism, like this thing are crucial for this kind of level. God not before this kind of level. If not to be the stance of the journalism. Look today we brought when a journalist, when a Melvin. Then pull out from parliament, pull out from all the side them. Try for suppressing like. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. And this, I mean, it just draw me attention to. I mean, then people already sweep across the streets of Freetown. I mean, then you wake up as early as 4-3 a.m. in the morning. I mean, it's wrong. I would say this for me. They use the young phone lights for sweeping in the morning. I mean, waiting up with touchlight. This is another concern. Don't they observe this for quite a long time? But, anyways, don't go line again and pick another call. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, Ivy, how are you, sir? No, Suleiman.
Suleiman, go ahead.
Me brother, Melvin, an example for civil society has the two points them in those they set an example to them. But what I want to say that Sierra Leone, you see them politicians, a political party, they do the way one Sierra Leone be now and then. They not make Sierra Leonean lazy. They change the all side. That independent war been done from the British. Now they colonize we, they use all man for outside and one town for. And not to say for be somebody forget independent mind, he forget free mind. And then for another one, and they make constitution people they know and the only time where they want use politics they bring constitution. Any citizen support for the constitution. That then the ego empower you for make you do what you supposed to do. They make all man lazy, above today. And I think that some people then they were free mind for do what they supposed to do, even if it in the Saturday. Then they body get for change that one, the independent body get for be as society. Even to the level work, then get for come the independent lawyer. They want then for stand for the NPR who made out they formed that organization there. I tell you, thank you, brother.
Thank you so very much, Suleiman. And 079-994 993. I mean, the council will now look into then people in the way they sweep the streets then they. I mean, it's very early, not to all get lights in this country. So it's good. I mean, I'll look into giving them touch lights or whatever lights, but use them phone. I mean, it's something we know really good. So we'll go online again and pick another call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Ivan.
Good morning, concerned citizen. Good morning.
God bless. And I'm talking about this civil society, the CSOs. Melvin, may God bless Melvin. I mean, Melvin had said it all. The CSOs are non-political. And the political parties are not CSOs. They are political organizations. They are there to shape the will and waiting of the people of the country. You know, civil society, they are lost. Most of them, they lost integrity. They not get integrity. And because of their financial strength, they make things so worse. The political party, and especially the governance which is in power, can take advantage, use them against the people that wouldn't come for come. Stand between government for agitate for put things in place. Now that's not civil society and duty for agitate for the people then. But stand between the government and the people then. Not to forget take sides with the government. You know? But this is Sierra Leone. Let me concern. Thank you.
Thank you very much, concerned citizen. 079-994-993. And if civil society says so, then they serve the interest of the people or political parties. So now that's what we discussed in the program this morning. We'll go online again and pick another call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Pakonte.
Hello?
Good morning, Pakonte.
Yes. I dey tell una thank you. Melvin, I dey tell you thank you. You dey talk for the people in the country. Not to all journalists get mind for talk. When person talk true, not so badu. Now the exact thing he dey talk. We civil society, not so they all get mind for talk. Like this Edmond Abu, that day the mind where he gets. He don't go Pademba road pass how many times? Look where they talk about this petrol in business. Petrol, the world market, it not go up at all. Why we for increase them? Look what I find. The total petrol be 30,000 at 10,000. From 8,000 and go 12,000. Why? Make them 10,000 simple. People they suffer. It's not easy. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Pakonte. 079-994-993. I mean, there are common issues, things the way they happen in the country where, I mean, people need for speak out and for make them issues and they be addressed. Let's go online again and pick another call. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
In a concerned citizen.
All right, concerned citizen, go ahead.
Civil society man with Anderson. Now, I talk now, EYV on Sunday, in a SLPP, vote for Madabi. And from that day, I disqualify this man here. He also civil society in a party picking.
All right.
Arrest me case.
Thank you. Well, is it wrong for civil society activists to belong to a political party? Well, that's another concern. Well, you could respond to that, well, as an allegation. Anyways, logo online. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Ivan.
Good morning, Amsan.
Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you, Melvin. My brother, not lie, not the way the people are the talk. Civil society, then SIDOM, the TRC report, all indicators the way it will lead to the war. Signs are there now glaring the show. Humiliation, corruption, the extortion. Well, look yesterday, last week, petrol, the ace petrol, money they sell 28, 24, 25. Before they say something, they go 28.5. Civil society na SIDOM. Look, this month, last week, SLRSA, they shut down the system for increased price. Yesterday, they had over 700,000 per motorcar, bike and keke. Una SIDOM, they want people that suffer people them. They say una civil society. Me are glad way America, they cut Boko in the pauna. because some society no useful. Some they were useful, then they clear. Some they were useful, where God go pay the good debts. But una we not useful, where they take money for defend people. Una they eat and back Oklahoma, God go long responsible. Because I see the bad they do people they suffer now, my brother. And I make a tell you something about the program say, me na Salon born me not to party. I vote for SLPP, I support me a member, but SLPP they suffer people now, my brother. Then me, I know the Bele say because me not to party picking, me na Salon picking. So if and I pray me for me prayer for let God go give me heaven. I don't can touch hell for posting. People they suffer, my brother.
All right.
Salon are wicked.
Thank
the corner they put man in a wickedness they exhibit.
All right.
Look them, they young police they are now. They wicked part old police. All them man, young man police. Now copy young man.
Thank you so very much. You exceed the time. Thank you.
It don't cost.
Thank you so very much. You exceed it. So we'll take one last call and try for some attention so we get them. And 07. Okay, we don't get to call already. Last call. Logo line. Hello. Good morning.
Morning. I'm inside.
All right, side. Go ahead quickly.
You see, you know what the one wash of paint or clean. Actually, they are clean. Most times, some of them people are in the start fine, but over time, you see them they begin to sway. Then I some of these ages now. I also don't know very well over the years. The only mistake we make, we will say, and votes for my that bill. If I don't remain and keep that to insect, you don't need for go talk about that vote for. Yeah, that for votes. But what thing happened over the years, even the upcoming of other civil society. There was a time where people like Kansi say most civil societies in this country have been managed by Southeasterners. Now, in bringing people like while you see some small country and all that, you know, because for making themselves can begin talk on their from their own political party. But there are those where you see them then decided those years are then they. Although some. For instance, when Abagua, as we say, now they start then civil society business, but in the end, they not come from political party and turn into a politician. We don't tell anything, but more not take one bush and things there. As also they don't do well, all those years. I'm not succeeding. Now one of the civil society that we need hope and trust in that they will still continue to do their job. But most of them, they're not done politicians. We don't turn away. Go declare to in the number SLPP, but we go school. Imagine if I'm and what I was, and you want to tell you giving time, see how the wind they blow. Quick, you don't turn on. You know, civil society is another thing.
Thank you.
You tell you now, give civil society on infrastructure. We start off on health too.
Okay.
These are the things.
Thank you so very much. You're not going to take any more call again. I'll start with you, Alphasius. You don't listen to the callers, them. You reply, you respond.
Yeah, I want to tell them plenty. Think before I respond to the calls, I'll just give quick bite on the issue of the one they sweep way saying they use their phone. I not think say the one they will hire them, suggest say them for use their phone. Probably they are doing it out of their own volition. It's unfortunate that the country.
So, but they be provide alternative aside of them phone.
You know, they can. What I mean, somebody one appease in what itself, it can use in phone. But naturally, the streets they forget light. So
if the street not get light,
I know they speak for
the street not get light, and in some area then they dark. I mean, the one that we send in our streets,
unfortunate.
They are we are seeing some places then they dark. So therefore provide lights for them.
So it's not only about providing lights. Therefore, ensure say they give them a time where the place is bright, when they go sweep instead of them grab.
Continue. Some people therefore talk about some other time.
So I just want to make sure say we get that straight. Then last start from the last one. The way it's unfortunate that people they focus on me statement to talk about I vote for Mother Bill because they know they follow me trend. I don't talk this thing over 15 times. Now different types of radio. I make it very clear that the time when Anes Kroma and Berewa been the contest. I voted for Anes by Kroma and I voted against Berewa because by my own institution, we did against the death penalty. Berewa and I been farm on the issue of the Major Kula Samba and others. Now we amnesty at that time been take Major Kula Samba and Beijing 1, Beijing 2. We did against the death penalty. So anybody who enforce the death penalty, I know they subscribe. So I voted for Anes Kroma at that time. And I make come back say I voted against Ernest Bakuma, vote for Mada Bio for that 2018 election on 2 reasons. One politician come up from SAPP can na APC. Right now party office now they talk about a tribe. And next in happening like not condemn am. And I talk say with that kind of situation it go bridge tribal issues and it begin Mada Bio can continue. That make a vote against Ernest Bakuma. I the vote on based on reasons. Me know the vote. And all there no party book. Now check, let them check all party records. So I don't want to get clear, yeah. So no begin assume say me na SAPP, me na Leoneans, and I dey vote for anybody when the time come wait to convince me. On the issue of what civil society they do on ACC whether for monitor, we don't talk several times on how ACC we the citizens or civil society for support ACC. You what they talking yourself, not do your own job. Because they say asset declaration they do in secret. How can somebody go get say this person don't embezzle when you don't know what you don't even declare? We don't come out plain openly several times for say let asset declaration be public so that that man will call me and this brother don't so as I be the day it don't go publish in the next 1 or 2 years. I go know exactly say it don't get something not appropriate. But we don't know what the man they go declare. How you go know say this man don't amass wealth? So I think say we all get a role for play for make sure say we monitor ACC. On the issue of traffic lights, you say civil society, you know, they would say these are traffic offenses. They did not the regulatory. They did the traffic rules that way you work out defected lights. There's a fine for that. Not to we. Now the law. When the law there, let us obey and follow the law and make sure say by the time you move, check your lights them. That I mean the advice. Let just become law abiding. On the issue of toll gates, which I did in this country, I think say if that possibly there. Now one of the issues and the way some of we been the take. If we are made to contour in place, I said the toll gate will cause APC they lost the election. He say everything at this one are a risk. That was his statement to me when I met in a state house. We condemn the toll gate that they be supposed for use another road for construct toll gates. Today, this man, people in there, they talk, say, nobody talk about it. I wonder, we know they try for satisfy people. Will they talk for our own conscience and the job we did for the people of this country? On the issue of, I think, then generally, I think we, they play our own role. And I think if anybody, they follow we, the network, Human Rights Defenders Network, I think, say, then go agree that they will do justice to the people of this country.
Thank you so very much. Melvin?
I think as journalists and civil society, almost the line is now blurred because of collaboration and cooperation, although they are different. They are similar but different. I think we roll now for try for satisfy the public because the public is usually dissatisfied with either the politics or polity of things. So yeah, we're not going to satisfy them. Not all man go appreciate Melvin, and that's why I want to say thank you to all that one the way they bless me. Let God bless you now. So you will get reservations against me. Let God make we understand ourselves. So when you have situations where in civil society is put under duress for a statement, for example, where you say, I don't vote for Mada or I don't vote for EBK. Ivan, me and you don't get this conversation for long. I say that the reason and they make me not the vote. And I have not voted, I think, in the last 2 elections. Somebody will say, oh, what about your civic rights in section 13? I say, at the beginning votes, where, in fact, that is not even captured in the constitutional review, when the rights of the citizens are justiciable. When the fundamental policies of the state, road, water, lights, anything, and they are justiciable. If they are not justiciable, why have I go vote? Because political parties over the last 5 elections, no, if you combine all of them, not implement 50% of their manifesto. So why should I be obliged to vote when I'm a right? But it's not their own right to deliver. So I think, say, me, that name want to avoid to make I say, Ivan, I not say I go vote just now, but I don't vote. You have your reservation, we'll argue that every other time. So, because I think we don't need for go down that road, but issues around Ernest Bakuma and Mada Bio, who is a tribalist or who is not a tribalist, for me, I think those are extreme issues. And if you want to talk about things like tribalism, you forget facts. Tribalism issue, not a picking issue. When you say this is a tribalist, you forget evidence. You cannot use accusation of tribalism because of the action of another person, because of somebody not react or react. They take full responsibility of that. So for me, I think that is another thing. But so many other calls, and Ivan, I want just say thank you. Some then they were very critical. Other than the civil society, we talk about Melvin in ban, and one where member a part of the one that are abroad like APPN or Parliamentary Network Africa. That now Loader run by Ibrahim Sori. They were among after Sludge and the press gallery for issue a statement. So I'm grateful to civil society, and I think many of them have expressed solidarity.
Thank you.
And on CSOs, 90% responsible. The media a role is different from civil society, and they are one for end. The media not to civil society not to media. Then FIBA, but not to the same. The media is called the fourth estate. Civil society is called the fifth estate. So by functions, we are not the same.
Thank you so very much, Melvin T, Mansaye, and Alphonsus Bani for our time for being part of the Epic Morning Show. And we talk to civil society across the country. I mean, well, if we're not going to do our work, we're going to step up. I mean, because a lot of things we self-create a quiet corner to think, I mean, how for push this country before. I mean, waiting for that. At some point, the political space can be so toxic that some people they afraid not for say this because then go tell and say belong to X, Y, Z. I mean, any kind of way. Somebody tell me out the other day say Ivan bad name seven a name. So time for no dandy. So thank you very much, and the one that we call and be part of the program, and also our Facebook Live. One we send comments. Thank you so much. Apology for not reading them, but we'll try very hard for reading them tomorrow. Keep them and then useful to be, so go read them every blessed day, but we'll read them tomorrow as well. So thank you so very much. Entertainment and sports lined up for you guys, and also Reginald, Brian, Ujukutu Soya, all sets for the second segment of the Epic Morning Show. I will talk to you again some other time. Good morning.